right, let's continue the season preview as we wind it down. We got two more opponents to covered, and the rest of the season is then made up of divisional rivals, which I covered them all already. Week 12 opponent down there in D.C., the Washington Redskins. We at Washington. It's probably be cold around that time. Washington got a better team than I thought on paper, but let's talk about it. Only got two more teams after Washington to clean it up, so I might double up tomorrow and close it out, the season preview, and get to live stream tomorrow and about 53-man roster and some potential guys we could pick up for the squad. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Motor City Sports Talk. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Talk about their draft. They took Dwayne Haskins. He fell down at number pick 15. They got him. Remember, the Giants took Daniel Jones, and that enabled the Redskins to get Haskins out of Ohio State. Most people in Michigan know him well. 1-year starter at Ohio State, but he did beat Michigan 2 years in a row. He came in as a backup. The first year, Montez Sweat, most people from Michigan State know him pretty well. He was at Michigan State, then transferred, got in a little trouble. Freak athlete. A lot of guys wanted him to, like me, for the Lions. But they said that he was timid and, he was soft as far as he didn't respond well to harsh coaching. I think that was on him. They got Terry McLaurin. Most people in Michigan know him well as well. Speedy wide receiver from Ohio State. They got him in the 3rd round. Bryce Love for Stanford. If I'm not mistaken, I think he injured himself. So he might be out this year if I'm not mistaken. They took him in the 4th round. 10th pick in the 4th round. Wes Martin. Offensive guard out of Indiana. Some people up here might know him. Big Ten country. They took him in the 4th round. In the 5th round, they took Ross Pellischaberger, whatever, center from Alabama. And also in the 5th round, they took Cole Holcomb, linebacker out of North Carolina. 6th round, they took Calvin Herman out of North Carolina State, a wide receiver. In the 7th round, they took Jimmy Moreland, DB out of James Madison, and Jordan Brallaford, linebacker out of Oklahoma State. Didn't know they drafted defensive players out of the Big 12 because there's no defense really being played. They also pick up Landon Collins as well in the offseason. That was something to really look at, man. And the Giants let him go. He more of a box safety, and that was a big addition for them. They also pick up DRC for veteran cornerback depth, and they pick up Eric Flowers out of Miami. Went from he was pretty much the muffin. He was the scrub muffin of New York. He was terrible at pass protection. Maybe a change of scenery may help him out some. So something to look at. So brought back Adrian Peterson. They get Darius Geis off injury from last year. Something to look at. Preston Smith leaves out the door for them. Jameson Crowder leaves out the door for them. And as well as Clinton Dix leaves out the door for them. And, just looking at their roster, it's not a bad roster. Case Keenum has been named the starter by the time Week 12 come around. I mean, Dwayne Haskins be the starter. Keenum could be the starter. They can switch a rule. We won't know until the day of the game, so it's kind of hard to predict. But receiver Josh Dawson, he wishy-washy. Paul Richardson, he came over from Seattle, I think, a couple years ago. Speedy receiver. Trey Quinn, slot receiver. Terry McLaurin from Ohio State. So they're receivers. It's got a lot to prove. They also bring in Donald Penn. I didn't know that. So Donald Penn is on their roster. In the light of that, Trent Williams has failed to report to camp due to a mishandling of an injury. So right now, Garen Christian is their left tackle. Eric Flowers, they moving him to guard. Chase Rollier is a center. Brandon Scarf is their guard. Morgan Moses. With Trent Williams, they got a good offensive line. They need to find better receivers. And I think they try to do that with the kid out of Ohio State. But Paul Richardson as your number 1 or 2, or Josh Johnson, unless he leave up to his potential, not going to help. But they do got Jordan Reed. He always injured. Still got Vernon Davis. He's still getting the check. Keenum the starter. Haskins the backup. Darius Geis is the running back. They still got Adrian Peterson as well. And he can kind of help him out. Samaje Perine and Chris Thompson. So they got some depth in the backfield. Like their backfield. Bryce Love, I think he ended up being beneficial down the line if he can come back healthy. Defense, like I said, this roster is not bad at all. Defense, Jonathan Allen out of Alabama. He a beast. Ryan Payne out of Alabama. A lot of Lions fans might have wanted him a couple years ago. Beast. Matt Idionis, I don't know who that is. Ryan Anderson, strong linebacker or outside linebacker. Then Kerrigan is the other outside linebacker. And then they run the 3-4. And then Deion Sean Hamilton is the middle, and John Bostic is the middle linebacker as well. Quentin Dunbar is listed as a corner. Landon Collins is listed as a safety. Monte Nicholson is a free safety. Josh Norman is the right corner, and Fabian Moran is another corner. I guess he's the nickel back or whatever. But overall, in Dustin Hopkins the kicker, and Nick Sunderberger is the long snapper holders. Tress Way, Dustin Hopkins is kickoff. Trey Quinn is place punt return, and Byron Marshall is kick return. But it's not a bad roster. They got a lot to build on, especially they got Montez Sweat, who will be a backup. They got some young players that's gonna work their way into this lineup, defensively. When some injuries coming, it's a trap game because they're a solid team. If Keenum can be at least half of what he was his last year in Minnesota, then his team might be good. But once again, he don't have Thielen, he don't have Diggs over here. Jordan Reed ain't never healthy. No, Trent Williams makes that line probably slightly above average, and with him, that line is exceptional, offensive line. And Geis is looking good in preseason, but offensively, they don't have the weapons on the outside. So if I was them, I might just sit Dwayne Haskins till I got more weapons there. But defensive wise, man, they building something special. They got to get a little bit more younger, and younger at the cornerback position. Norman is older. I think a lot of people feel down there in DC, Redskins fans. I know he a little bit overrated. But Kerrigan is a problem, and if Montez Sweat can book in with him eventually, they're gonna be a problem. Defense will be a problem. They got some good pass rushers. Kerrigan is one of the elite ones in the league that nobody talk about. Be a tough game going down in DC. It's always tough to go on the road, cold. They got some real strong, healthy. They got some real strong linemen up there with Payne and Allen. This ain't no gimme game. You know what I'm saying? This would be a tough game. Depending on what they're playing for or what the injuries looking like. But it's a game that we should win. But it wouldn't be surprised me if the Lions are on a high or on the low. This is one of those trap games, man. It's a really solid football team, and I think eventually the Redskins, if they keep going and building personnel the way they're building, I think the Redskins is going to be a really good team, especially if Haskins develop, and especially if they get better receivers, or those receivers like Dotson develop and McLaren develop. But if they get development on the outside, and Geis is what he is, and Samaji Perine and Chris Thompson, eventually Bryce Love down the stretch is what he is, he's going to be a good football team eventually. But right now it's not their day time. But they do possess some problems. We need to run the ball versus them, and we need to win the battles on the outside. Last time we seen Josh Norman, Marvin Jones cooked him down the field on that deep post route, where it was a deep post. Yeah, it was at Ford Field, and we beat them. I just remember that game. But it's a good team, in the works, and I think they're building it the right way. They're not trying to make big splashes like they did in the free agency that just didn't have no meaning or wasn't building towards anything. I think Collins was a good building. If you don't remember Landon Collins, he's the guy that signed to Alabama, and his mother was there at the football All-American Army game, and she was disgusted at the table. I think she wanted him to go to LSU. That was funny for people that don't remember him. But Skins, I think they built something nice, but it's a game that we should actually win. But like I said, it's a trap game. Going on the road to DC, it'd be cold, and they're a really, really solid team in the building. I think they're going to be really, really good in a couple years for a long time. So shout out to them. Week 12 opponent. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if need be. All my links in the description. Don't forget, check out the channel, Goodfellas Sports TV. We doing a big NFL kickoff show over there. I guesstimate maybe tomorrow or Monday, but I'll put something up in the community tab letting everybody know. Appreciate the love and support. We gone.